Today, I'm watching Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 6. We're definitely getting, in the later half of this first season. There's only a few episodes left. In the previous, we saw Galadriel and Halbrand. Even though some ships were destroyed, they were still heading off to Middle-earth. They're undeterred, heading off together. This is something she's been waiting to do basically since she got to this island. She wants to leave. She's, in her full armor. She's back, where she wants to be and is, leading the charge as they head back to Middle-earth. So I'm curious to see where that's going to go. I don't know how long the journey is, if they'll arrive in this episode, if they're still going to be traveling. We had Nori and this creature, on this migration with the Harfoot people, and it definitely seems like he's learning to communicate a little bit better, but also still really can't control his powers. He had that scene where he put, his hand in the ice, or turned his hand to ice, and he did manage to scare away that wolf and protect them. We find out with Elrond and the elves what's going on with them. This tree is dying, and he tells Durin that the ore, is what could save them. So it sounds like they're going to go ask Durin's dad to make this, official and form this alliance basically to keep the elves alive, or they have to leave forever. And of course, we have the orcs know exactly that Theo has this thing. They're marching towards him and Bronwyn in this tower, and I feel like that's kind of the battle that we're leading up to. They've been in the past few episodes being like, okay, we really got to get this thing. So now I feel like I'm hoping that's what happens in this episode. If they drag it out anymore, I'm just like, the anticipation is kind of losing, its punch, because it's been building for a while now. So I'm hoping that's what happens in this episode. I'm really enjoying the series so far. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
My children!
It's definitely creepy they all call him father.
Erid Vitrin! To the Ethel Arnen!
I don't think these orcs need much convincing to go attack people, but he is rallying the troops.
Yet before this night is through, some of us will fall.
This guy's like, I may have overstepped. I may have gotten into something I don't know what I'm doing.
Reach out the iron hand of the Uruk and close our fist around these lands.
And the music is great. The makeup prosthetics, I know I say it every time, but they're so different, and they could have just copy and pasted, but they made it all so unique and so intricate and detailed. And yes, we're finally getting this. They're finally arriving. Okay. I'm definitely worried. And especially half the townspeople are fighting against the people they just left. And this march, mob mentality as they come up towards the tower with their, torches. I think the only advantage the townspeople have is that they knew they were coming, and they knew what Theo had, and maybe didn't know, the big extent of it, but knew, obviously, that they were looking for it, and it's this key. I feel like they got the element of surprise one time, and that's it. They have to make this count. I'm hoping everybody else fled, but he's obviously still here. Oh, what is this? I wasn't worried about his fighting skills, but it was everybody else. Okay, this Home Alone situation with these traps. I love that for them. That's fun. Oh, reversal. Trap them inside. Take that. Oh. That's awesome. I was like, they really have one shot at this. Otherwise, it's going to be a quick fight. Bye, tower. Yeah, just bury them alive. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Well played, sir. Yes, okay, good, they're all safe.
Not long enough. Come on. We have to make ready the village.
It was a risky move, but it paid off, and I'm so glad.
Expedition to be humbled, Commander.
Then for what did you join, soldier?
Bragging rights. Yeah, he obviously was fighting with his dad.
Like my mother.
Yeah, and to see the sunrise come up as the light shifts, so cool. Like, it's those little details I love, and see them finally, like, riding out or sailing into the horizon.
She drowned.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, we don't know much about that backstory, so I'm glad they finally gave a little bit of details, but... Oh, and of course it's surrounded by this ring, this circle object. I love it. It's a magnifying glass. So cool. He's trying to destroy it. Good luck, buddy. I don't think you can.
Not even you.
Yeah, and Theo watching in the background. He's like, how can I get this back? Because I'd really like to it. Oh! We were overdue for an orc's head on a spike.
Advantage. But to use it, we must draw the enemy in close.
Yeah, the orcs aren't going to give up. Like, Adar's not going to give up that quickly. He knows this thing's still out there.
Do you believe it? Do you believe it?
And to compare this with Adar's speech, you know, to rise his orcs, and now we have these guys, you know, rising these townspeople, and, you know, each side's got their strengths and weaknesses.
Find the light.
Yeah.
The shadow will not find you.
These are just ordinary people, like, you know, they've had to become these soldiers kind of overnight, and Theo's still needing Bronwyn, you know, his mom in this way like a little kid would, even though he's a teenager now, but still, it just shows... They're clearly scared and clearly, you know, want this to go well, but they're also greatly outnumbered, so...
New life. In defiance of death.
They're not lacking on the symbolism, that's for sure.
A new garden. You and I.
Okay. He's already planning, like, after the battle. Yeah, he's clearly thinks this is gonna work, which I really hope it does. Only took 6 episodes, but here we are. A smooch. Thank you. I was like, you might die. Like, we need to, you know, let's make some choices here, people. I don't trust it. It seems too easy. They had the element of surprise last night. Will they be able to do it 2 nights in a row? I don't know. You think the orcs would figure things out that, like, okay, clearly we're going into a trap, but are the orcs known for their brain power? Probably not. And that'd be terrifying to be so close to them, but you're hiding, and, you know, you don't want to make sure you don't lose the moment, but also... You have limited time to get this right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Come on, come on. All it takes is one orc to wander over. Yeah, which is exactly what's happening. Oh, frick. Come on, come on. You can tell something's wrong. Come on. You gotta like this stupid thing. He'll set himself on fire, maybe by accident. Oh, that works too. Oh my gosh. Oh, shoot. Take his torch. Come on, come on, come on. Bye. Who ordered 1 flaming cart? Coming in hot.
The bleeding fools miss us!
Nope. Famous last words, bud. Yes. Let's go. I think you're gonna need something more than these arrows, buddy. Theo can't hold them off on his own. Oh, shoot. Oh. I'm worried this is gonna be a quick battle, despite their best efforts. Oh no! Oh shoot! Gusher. Okay, yep. And some of them, yeah, it would be townspeople fighting against the townspeople that left. Oh, that's horrible. It's like, I want to tap out, I want to tap out. I know elves are strong, but, like, not compared to an orc. Like, that's insane. No, 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 no. Ooh! Twisting it in his eye! Grim! Grim! Oh! It's in your teeth. Oh, God. Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. Just black goo. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, nope, 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 nope. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't like ice stuff. Nope. It's so close. It's so very close. Gosh. Oh, thank you. Oh my god! I was not ready for that. Cheese and rice, my heart can't take it. I love this underdog story for them. I did not think it was going to end well, to be honest, but clearly they made it. That's awesome. I do feel like there's always an endless supply of orcs, though, so I don't think they're out of the woods just yet, but glad they won this one. Yeah, they didn't realize, because they were dressed up. Oh, they just thought they were regular orcs. Oh my gosh. I was wondering why there was, like, no hesitation, but clearly they thought they were just regular orcs. I think the real battle's about to start right now! Yeah! Oh, shoot. I knew that was too quick. Okay. Sugar, time to start running! Celebrated too soon. Oh my gosh. Get back inside. Oh, the sliding. Oh. Oh no! Oh my gosh! Not Bronwyn! No! The false sense of security I was lured in! No, 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 no! Theo, get back inside! Oh my god, frickin' trickery! That looks like it's dangerously close to her heart, but maybe it's just a shoulder! Frick! 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 I knew it was too easy. They're screwed now.
You'll have to stop the bleeding.
I don't think
Either you're gonna do this or I'm gonna die, George.
I mean, yeah, now's not the time to chit-chat or be indecisive, bud.
Prepare yourself.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I knew they were gonna do it, but it's still so horrible. Oh my gosh. And now they're the ones trapped inside.
She's lost too much blood.
Yeah, it's not looking good. These seeds have some healing property, I'm guessing. Oh my gosh, I'm worried. Ooh!
Now this side.
I mean, I know it's an option and it'll stop it for sure, but still, gah.
Go on.
Again, look. Oh gosh, so grim. Did she actually die? I thought she just passed out because that would be horrible. Oh my god, we were so close to making it. Ugh, don't do this to me. I love that they're adding more slow-mo shots in this. We saw that scene with Galadriel on the beach as well, so I'm like, so excited to see her back in action, leading the charge. When I think Lord of the Rings, this is what I think. These epic sweeping shots of adventure and, you know, all these craziness. Oh my gosh, let them go. Just kidding, let me stab the guy standing next to me. She's trying so hard to be brave about it. Does Theo know where it is? Oh, Theo, come on! I know he wants to save his mom, but I don't think he realizes that by doing this, he's gonna hurt a lot more people. They're still gonna do whatever they want. Like, I don't trust that they're gonna keep their word for 1 minute. Oh, frick. Now the real trouble's gonna begin.
I have a task for you.
Yes! Help is on the way, dear! Yeah, good luck. Yep, okay, let's go, let's go. Help is here. Oh my gosh. He can't get that key. At the 11th hour, yes! Thank you! And the sun's coming up and the orcs hate that! Oh! 2-for-1 special on orcs. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Yes! This is what we've been waiting for! Thank you! What kind of maneuver was that? Cheese and rice. She's been practicing. I don't think that armor is gonna stay white for very long. Ooh. I love the drive-by orc chops. I don't know what else to call it. Take that! Take that! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! No, not his dad! No! Oh! Just in time. Oh, Hallbrand. Okay.
I'm alright.
I was gonna say the conveniences are starting to add up. She's like, don't you worry, I got this. Leave it to me. Theo's in love. Man, that spin move is so cool. I don't know what you said to that horse, but I'm hoping it's the equivalent of hit the nos. Let's go. Speed up. Yes. Oh, a little jousting. Oh, not the horse. Please, not the horse. Okay, I tried. I really tried. I was worried he was gonna... Good. Not anymore.
You remember me?
They know each other? What? What?
No.
Okay, guess not.
Did I cause someone you love pain?
What did he do? I'm sure it was awful.
Perhaps a child.
Eat your tongue.
Oh my, I'm gonna need to start putting that into more of my vocabulary.
One cannot satisfy thirst by drinking seawater.
Okay, says the girl on the biggest vengeance streak of her career, but...
I heard stories of elves taken by Morgoth. Tortured. Twisted.
Yeah, and we've got this Dutch angle again. I'm hoping they could get some information from him.
The Sons of the Dark. The first orcs.
Oh, okay, interesting.
But over flesh. The power of the unseen world.
Power of the Rings?
Open. I killed Sauron.
I do not believe you.
Yeah, we know that's not true.
It will be ours, then you will understand.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting a little bit more info, so I'm curious to see where this is gonna go.
If it takes me all of this age, I vow to eradicate every last one of you.
She's got time, bud. She'll do it.
You slavering orc.
Galadriel.
He's like, you told me not to kill him, so you can't kill him either. I'm just glad he doesn't have the key anymore. That would be bad news.
Until today.
Yeah, he didn't want to come back here, and obviously he's facing some of his past.
I felt it too.
These two got something going on? Okay. Oh, she's doing better. I'm so glad she's up and walking around. Oh, will she recognize that symbol? Yeah. You can just see the relief, like, wash over her face, too. Like, even the Queen Regent be like, hey, we're here to help. Like, please let us help. And this king is reinstated now.
Once and for all.
How?
I don't like this.
See on their voyage home.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I feel like he's not going to be able to resist now. Like, oh my gosh. I know he's trying to do good intentions, but I feel like this kid is not going to be strong enough to resist. And few are. Like, this is a very powerful thing. I was wondering why Galadriel just gave him that thing. I was like, this seems like something pretty important. And we know Theo showed them where it was last time, so who actually has it? How did he get it? What? Well, if that's not a sign for activating the key, I don't know what is. Oh, frick. The literal floodgates are open. Yeah, the key has been activated. Oh my god. No, 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 no. This is the dream she had too, of the island being swept away.
Easy.
Animals always know something's up. I knew it. They had this cute father-son bonding moment, and now they're gonna be swept away. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's why the horse was freaking out. Yeah. The key's been activated. You gotta go. How did that guy get the key, though? That's what I don't get. Ah. And visually, it's so cool, but terrifying. Like, obviously, water is very powerful. All these tunnels that they built are now flooding, like, heading straight to the mountain. That's such a cool shot. Just this cascade of water into the lava. Oh my god, it's gonna make a volcano, isn't it? Cheese and rice. Yep. Well, sugar. That's time to start running, people. You're gonna relive Pompeii. You gotta go. Galadriel is not happy. Well, okay, time to stop celebrating and run. Oh, my heart. It's raining literal firebombs. Time to go. She's just like frozen in place. Like she can't even process what's happening, and this is a short-lived victory. Oh my gosh. So freaking terrifying. This poor queen trying to help everybody. Where was he though? I didn't see him. Where's Adar? I'm sorry, what? No, she's gonna be fine, right? We're not doing this, right? Come on. So that was my first time watching The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 6. We had these 4, huge battles throughout the entire episode, and I don't want to say it was my favorite episode of the season so far, because obviously some bad things happened, but I feel like this was the best episode of the season. Like when I think of Tolkien, I think of these big, epic sweeping adventures and these battles, and obviously friendship, being at the core of that as well, but we finally got to these pieces. The orcs went to the tower, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw that scene, I was like, oh, okay, that was like, not that we needed a 45-minute drawn out, battle, but I was expecting a little bit longer. I don't think the townspeople would have lasted very long, but I thought there'd be a little bit of back and forth. Not that it wasn't cool to see, this soldier, shoot the arrows here and have everything collapse, and I figured they had the element of surprise, and then once that was gone, it was it. They had basically one chance to make this work, and I knew Adar wasn't going to give up. Like, they need this thing, they want this key so desperately, so badly, so I knew they were going to keep going, and obviously they did, as we see throughout the rest of the episode. But yeah, that first one, I was like, oh, okay. And then again, even with the second battle, which was so horrible to see, because the audience knows that they're fighting their own people dressed up as orcs, because we see them basically get led into this, and obviously the townspeople don't know who they're fighting, because everything's happening, it's chaotic. And part of me was thinking, why wouldn't you say something? Like, why wouldn't you say, hey, I'm so and so, don't you remember me? But I don't know what that would have looked like, or what they would have done, like if it would have made a difference, if the townspeople would have accepted them back, or if the orcs just would have came after them anyway, which is basically what we saw happening once they had killed the townspeople, because obviously the orcs' blood is like this black, gooey, tar, gross thing, and the townspeople are humans. So once they figured that out, I was like, oh no, like just letting that sink in was intense. But then to see the orcs, just come barreling over the hill and be like, okay, just kidding, like we're actually here. And again, I don't credit orcs with being particularly smart, but to fall for the same thing 2 nights in a row, I don't think they would do that. Like, they do have some obviously battle experience. So I figured this seemed too easy. It seemed like they were doing too well for being these, untrained, these people that are just regular people, and now have had to learn how to fight, and fight very strong, opponents at that. I wasn't expecting to see Galadriel and Halbrand land in Middle Earth in this episode. I don't know how long of a journey it was. Obviously, it was pretty short, considering we had them sail and, they could see land. And then we have that epic sweeping shot in, slow-mo as they riding these horses, and Galadriel's, leading the charge as she should be, and everybody's just following. And to me, like, when I think Lord of the Rings, that's what reminds me of the movies, the original ones that came out in the 2000s, and just kind of that sweeping shot where you're just kind of observing everything, and to get to see the sheer number and like the landscape plays such a big part, of the show. So to really, showcase that, I thought was so amazing. And of course they show up at the 11th hour and are able to save everybody, and Bronwyn almost dies, which was so grim. And I was worried because, her and the soldier have that heartfelt conversation of, well, when this is over. And if you've seen any movie ever, that's usually the trap of when they make plans and then somebody, dies. So I was worried, and I definitely fell into that false sense of security after they had defeated, the townspeople unknowingly. I was like, okay, they won, they're celebrating. And then, of course, that's not the end of it, but I'm glad Galadriel and Halbrand were able to, at least save some of them. But then again, we're not done yet. They have to create this, I want to say it was Mount Doom, just because I've seen that in the films, but I don't know it could be the timeline might add up. Like I said, I'm not an expert in Tolkien lore, so I don't know if this is just also another mountain that turned into a volcano, but yeah, let me know in the comments without any spoilers, please. I feel like that's Mount Doom, especially with Sauron and everything else we've got kind of cooking in the background. It would make sense, but just, again, the visuals, even if what you're seeing is, destruction and chaos, it's just done so beautifully. And of course, we see this key is activated. I was a little worried when the soldier gave Theo the key, but then I'm like, who did the bait and switch? Like, what did I miss somewhere? Like, how did they end up with the key? And again, for the soldier to give Theo the key, he's the one who literally just turned them all in, handed them over to Adar, and been like, yeah, I understand he wanted to save his mom, of course. And he is, a young man, and it would be hard to say that you would do something different in that situation. Of course, you want to save your loved ones. And, he knew where it was because he saw where the soldier put it. But to have that whole scene where he's saying, how much he misses it and how he misses the power, like, that feels like a very dangerous, he's like addicted to this thing. So I'm glad when he opened it up and it was just a hammer, and the fact that it kept being wrapped up the whole time, even when Galadriel, hands it off, I'm like, okay, so why is she giving it to him, like a symbol of trust? It just felt like such an important piece for her to pass off and her not, see that it's done and see that it's taken care of. But maybe she just missed, the importance of it. I don't know. I don't think so. But it was clearly pointed out that, Adar could not leave with that thing, and whether they had time to explain to her how important it was. But yeah, I'm very curious to find out how this ended up, in the wrong hands, and definitely, sticks that thing in the stone and turns it, and we just have those crazy shots of the water falling, and everything that seemed to be a water source was suddenly exploding. And just, it reminded me of when the Queen Regent mentioned that dream she had where Numenor flooded, and, that's what I thought. I was like, they're not on the island anymore, but this is what's, triggering my memory of that scene. And then, of course, that it almost felt like slow motion, that shot of the water just falling from the top of the mountain into, the lava is just, boiling and bubbling at the bottom, and to just, when they connect, of course, it's just instantly, combustion, and the lava comes shooting out. And I'm gonna say Galadriel is still alive, because that can't be how she goes out. Like, there has to be something else. Like, she's been the main character throughout this entire series. This is her story we've been following. Obviously, there's other characters, but to me, she's been the driving force behind this whole season. So for her to just be kind of either frozen with fear or disbelief or whatever it was, but everybody's, rushing around her, and just this wall of, lava and fire kind of takes her out. And again, I know she's an elf, so she's a little bit, different than a human. I'm trying to be optimistic because, again, I don't know where we go without her character in this. But that did not look great, and like the whole town is just going to be destroyed. So yeah, I'm definitely very worried to see where we go in the next episode, where we pick up. I hope they pick up right where they left off. That's kind of been our theme throughout this entire season. And yeah, a really intense episode. A lot happened. The music was amazing, that battle scene, right? When even Adar, even if it's for the bad guy, it's still this crazy battle music where you're just, feel like you're prepared to step into battle and head on out. And, we have Adar's speech to the orcs, and to find out, more of his backstory, that he's one of these like first orcs. Like, that's why they call him father, because he's this ancient, orc. And we did have that scene where he was cut and his blood was black, and I knew he wasn't human because he had those elf ears, so I was surprised to see that. And I'm glad we had that scene where Galadriel was able to interrogate him a little bit, get more information, because he obviously knows things that she doesn't. And the scene between Adar and Halbrand, where he's like, oh, do you remember me? And he did something. Obviously Adar is not what I would consider a good character, so I wasn't surprised that he had done something horrible in the past, or forgot what pain he's inflicted. And even for him to say, for Sauron, all the orcs, his children that he sent to Sauron's, basically use, and it didn't matter, and he just kept taking and taking and taking. And to hear Adar say that he killed Sauron, I don't feel like that's accurate. But again, we know Sauron goes by many names, so yeah, it didn't feel like a really concrete answer. And I highly doubt Sauron is dead, because this whole time we've kind of been building that he's lurking somewhere in the background. So it would just feel very like anticlimactic to find out that Sauron's been dead this whole time when, you know, he's the one Galadriel's been fighting and are trying to catch. And, you know, we even have that flash of her remembering all the things she saw in that like ice cave, and just it would feel like, okay, he was supposed to be our villain for this entire season and now he's not here. And now he's dead, and how long has he been dead? So yeah, I'm very curious to see if we find out more about that. We didn't have Nori or the migration in this episode. We didn't have Elrond and Durian in this episode either, so I'm hoping they're in the next episode, especially as we get closer to the end of this season. And I was a little surprised to see Galadriel and Halbrand have this kind of like bonding moment. I know they've been through a lot. Obviously, you know, the shipwreck and then being taken prisoner on this island, and now, you know, traveling over to Middle Earth and fighting side by side. But it felt like they were something else going on between them. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but, you know, they said this feeling of fighting beside each other was something that they both mutually had, and that they just wanted to hold on to it forever. And, you know, to see Galadriel stop him from killing Adar, and then, you know, he does the exact same thing. She's just about to kill him and he stops her. But then even when we had that scene with the lava flowing through the town, and it was that same shot that Adar was in and he wasn't there, so I'm guessing he escaped somehow. We saw the tunnels being flooded, you know, underneath the town. Maybe he escaped through that. Very curious to find out. I don't imagine it's the last we will see of him, but yeah, please no spoilers. But yeah, I'm guessing he got away somehow. We also had a few scenes that I think were potentially planting seeds for future plot, like on the boat, you know, talking to Galadriel when he says like, oh, it's not the real Numenor, and he has like hinted at that before. So again, I don't really know where that's gonna go. Obviously it's taking a backseat right now with everything else going on, but yeah, I like that they're still kind of planting those seeds to find out about Bronwyn and Theo and Theo's, you know, nightmares. And again, just really building these characters, building that backstory, and building, you know, that character development. You know, Bronwyn and the soldier, you know, promising to be together with Theo, you know, once this is all over. Obviously those dreams I don't think are happening anytime soon, and the way that they were able to stop her wound, and I'm glad she was able to survive the arrows. But again, everybody's fate is in question right now. This town is about to be entirely demolished with the lava. And, you know, even the three guys from the Sea Guard talking about, you know, okay, well, I'm going to go off with Galadriel, and kind of this presence that she has. And, you know, Theo kind of looking at her with, you know, hard eyes and just being so impressed because, of course, she's this great soldier. And can we talk about those horse flips for a moment? Because what was those kind of acrobatics? You know, these arrows are flying at her and she's just flipping on this side, like just so well versed in the art of combat, and just such an incredible soldier. And you could tell this is where she feels the most at home in a weird way. Like being stuck in the chaos, I think, is her perfect distraction. And, you know, even when she's telling Halbrand to like kind of give up his revenge, and that, you know, you can't quench your thirst on salt water, I was like, girl, you've spent centuries like trying to reclaim your brother, you know, his death basically, or trying to revenge his death, and you're giving this guy a lecture. So yeah, I can't really see her ever stopping, and she's fully admitted to that she doesn't know how to stop. She kind of needs this. So for her character to be taken out like that at the end, I don't really trust it. Again, maybe I've just seen too many TV shows, but I hope she survived somehow. Overall, I thought this was a great episode, definitely the best episode in my opinion of this season, with all these battles and these sweeping landscape shots. And, you know, even when the key is activated, the water falls, and just, you know, this lava spilling out, and just, it felt like such an epic, you know, fantasy, and felt like this entire world was in peril. And again, you need that conflict, and that's what Tolkien builds, is these characters, and then this massive conflict that seems insurmountable, but somehow, you know, even this underdog story of when the townspeople, you know, were able to successfully beat the orcs and the tower, you know, you get that little bit of camaraderie and, you know, cheering them on. Very worried for where the next episode's gonna go now that, you know, the proverbial lava has hit the fan, and who's gonna be left, where are they gonna go? Like, you know, there's lots of pieces at play. I hope Elrond is back. I hope Nori is back, especially as we're getting close to the end of the season. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. It's definitely creepy they all call him father. This march, you know, mob mentality as they come up towards the tower with their, you know, torches. Who ordered one flaming cart? Coming in hot. Ugh, gusher. I mean, yeah, now's not the time to chit-chat or be indecisive. I don't think that armor is gonna stay white for very long. Ooh. I don't know what she said to that horse, but I'm hoping it's the equivalent of hit the nos.